Do you spend your time in ancient Gothic libraries? Do you wear fashion from 1940s academia? Do you study sorcery, alchemy, hypnotism, or the occult? Do you spend your time discussing Harry Potter fan fictions on Tumblr? If so, you may be a dark academic. This is so silly. I can't believe I'm doing this. Alright, so in my quest to embarrass myself on the internet, I've been looking into various, styles of fashion and groups that I could potentially research. And one thing that I came across on 4chan a little while ago was a thread on something called dark academia, which is apparently kind of a subculture of academics that kind of like to dress kind of like that they did in the 1940s and kind of maybe are a little bit eccentric. Now, I want to preface this by, I am not making fun of any of these people. I'm not Leafy. This isn't 2017. I actually think the style is actually pretty cool myself, okay? However, it obviously still is very funny, and so we're going to spend some of our time today kind of researching. Dark academia is an internet aesthetic and subculture concerned with higher education, the arts, and literature, or an idealized version thereof. Okay, I guess the Umbrella Academy? I mean, I guess technically, what was that guy's name? I think he was like, it was 3 maybe, or 5? I don't remember. You know, the guy who's like 14 but is also 80? Alright, so I guess the first thing we're gonna check out here is the Dark Academia subreddit. So let's just see kind of what we can find here. Yep, here we got the Gothic library. Of course, this is where you have to be if you're a dark academic. If your library doesn't have some kind of Gothic architecture, you're in the wrong university, man. You gotta go somewhere else. Never enough books. So here, this is another big thing. I have a book. I can't really show it to you. I don't want to mess up the camera position, but here's a clip from a video game, Resident Evil 4, which, yeah, that pretty much fits. Alright, so here's somebody who's trying to pull off the dark academia look, but he's in more of a modern university, right? So, honestly, if I were to look at this guy, I don't think I would have immediately thought dark academia. This seems just kind of like more normal fashion to me. But now that he's pointed it out, I can kind of see what he means. But I don't really get dark academia vibes from this guy's outfit. Not to say that it's a bad outfit, but I don't think it's quite dark academic. Is my fascination with dark academia only skin deep? As a straight, white, mid-20s male who works in the corporate world and hasn't been in academia for over 5 years, I feel like somewhat of an outlier in this subreddit. I think my love for dark academia aesthetic stems from my childhood obsession with fantasy, Harry Potter, Narnia, etc. At the end of a long weight loss journey, all right, good stuff. We got some improvers on this subreddit. They're losing weight and everything. Really a nice place, actually. It's a pretty nice subreddit, actually. I am a straight 35-year-old black male, and I have embraced the dark academia culture. Good stuff. As if the dark academia group is diverse and welcoming of anybody who wants to study sorcery and Harry Potter. Is astrology part of dark academia? I don't think so. All right, we got some hecklers in the thread here. WTF is dark academia? Learning sorcery? If you're looking to be an extra in a Harry Potter movie, yeah, I guess that's a good point. That would be defense against the dark academia. What do you do when you love the way an aesthetic looks, but vehemently detest the kind of people who make up its community? See, this is something I've never understood. People will be like, oh, I love this thing. It's so cool. This is such a cool game. This is awesome. But I hate the fandom, so that means I hate it. What? Who cares? If you like something, like it. It doesn't matter. And first of all, part of the reason I think that people like this are like, oh, I hate the community, is because it's kind of the people on here are all making fun of them, and so they think that community's cringe. It's basically groupthink. They're like, they've adopted this idea that this is a cringe mentality, but when in reality, and then you have cognitive dissonance because it's like, oh, I like this, but it's also cringe. Oh, I can't be cringe. I can't be cringe. No, I can't be cringe. It's like, it's so stupid, man. Like, who cares? Just realize that the aesthetic is older than the trend. I dig 20s academics, tweed suits and all, simple as. Do you think I can't dress in medieval clothes because rain fair fat? Is that a slur? Is that a slur? I'm scared to say that because I've never seen that word before, and I'm worried that it's some kind of slur. Let me just look this up here. It's a modern pagan syncretic religion. Okay, so it's kind of wizardy witch kind of stuff. I don't think that's a slur, so I think we're okay. I think we're okay to say Wiccan, but that very much sounds like a slur. So there's no dark academia community outside minuscule and ultra niche social media groups. If you can't tolerate communities on the internet even existing, then you probably need psychiatric help. Alright, so here is a store that is entirely centered around this fashion trend. So first thing I notice is that this might be a French website because everybody is smoking. Oh, look at this. Now this is something. This is like if the Matrix was made in like the 1920s. That's what this looks like. Edmund Dark Academia Men's Casual Trench Coat. That does look pretty sick. Isn't this what like Dumbledore was wearing in like the new Harry Potter movies? It really is kind of just Harry Potter, isn't it? Here this just looks like a normal jacket. This isn't even dark academic. This is just clothes. This looks pretty cool. I think I had I'm pretty sure I had an aerospace professor that wore this. He came in on the final exam day wearing like a Bazinga shirt and this jacket. I'm not even kidding. This guy was like, and he had like a super strong Eastern European accent. PhDs are another breed, man. They're not like you and me. That's for sure. Now here's something that actually looks like pretty decent now, dark academic, like this and this. Like now that is a cool jacket. And I love the little, what is that? Like, what do we even call this when there's a thing coming out of the pocket? I feel like that's like sewed in though. Like the idea is to like present it as a pocket with a thing in it, but it's not a pocket with a thing in it, so it kind of seems a little, oh, I actually have pockets, I didn't even realize. Yeah, I've got a pocket right here. Can I put something in it? I mean, I guess I can take the glasses off and kind of, there we go. Now we're talking. Now we're getting used to the vibe here. And then of course we, in our research to find this, we found a thigh-high thread because those are always something. I don't know if this is technically part of dark academia, but let's just see what they had to say about it. Be straight guy. Wear this. I don't care that society thinks it's female fruity thing. They match my goth aesthetic. What? How do they match the... I guess if you're like... See though, this would be like female goth aesthetic. This is the Dark Lord of bad hair genetics. The Dark Lord has bleached you with receding hairline. You may reverse the spell if you post, your gift is too great for me. I think we're going to be done with 4chan now.
I mean, haven't we all been obsessed with the idea of going to a boarding school in New England and getting up to, like, mischief with our friends and learning all about poetry and literature?
I can't say I've really done that very much, but I can definitely imagine the type of person that would.
To understand dark academia's darkness, we need to look at its origins, in particular, Donna Tartt's 1992 novel, The Secret History, which uses the story of a group of murderous classic students to show that when knowledge is subject to elitist gatekeeping, it can perpetuate a classist, dehumanizing view of the world.
Did they say, are you telling me that so it was a group of students that were in like a murder mystery? So is this like the inspiration for Danganronpa or whatever, like that? Now we're really into it. Now we're really getting some ideas here, right? Imagine if the whole inspiration for like Danganronpa was like a dark academia novel. That would be crazy. That would be insane.
But you also want to be this.
It's all about vibes, right? When I go to college and spend the absurd amount of money to get my stamp on the resume, what I care about is the vibe, the aesthetics, right? Are they accepting of dark academics?
By 2021, dark academia had millions of posts on TikTok and Instagram, signaling it had officially grown into what, in internet parlance, is called an aesthetic.
I think one of the things you have to think about here is that in the past, people would have just dressed like this, and it would have been their style. But because now we have the internet, there are people all over the world that can come together and share the same style, right? And so what would have just been, someone's fashion sense is now an entire internet subculture that's centered around a bunch of these different connecting pieces that no one can really agree on what it means. It's kind of interesting, actually.
How long do we reckon it'll take before I knock one of these over?
Are you meaning to tell me that this guy is reading a book with a candle in a dark room? I mean, yeah, certainly a vibe, for sure. You feel like you're in, like, Resident Evil or something, or in, like, some kind of investigation, right? Because in ancient times, academics would have had to actually read in candlelight. But at this point, I'm thinking, and this is going to sound like hearsay, but I think the practicality of just using an actual bedroom light may actually be a bit better than a candle. I think the pragmatism kind of trumps the vibe here, in my humble opinion. You can still replicate the dark academic vibe with modern technology, right? It doesn't have to be like ancient. We don't have to use candlelight, right? Like, all right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this brief dive into the dark academic subculture. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Maybe you got a bit of a laugh. Maybe you're going out to the thrift shop to go buy one of these jackets and put on a sweater. I don't know. Whatever it is, new videos should be out Wednesday. See you then.